circle back to those different business models,
Yeah.
but maybe dive deeper into some of those pains that providers are facing. So it could be on the revenue side, it could be on just the administrative pain side. How does DocVocate help solve those problems?
Yeah, and so still lay the framework right for everyone on the provider side. You've got inpatient, you've got these larger enterprise organizations like a Kaiser or these like a UCLA or Stanford health system, all the way down to like an individual that can have their own practice. I've got my own mental health practice, right, and everything in between. So one thing I'll say is that obviously as you go to the larger organizations, the providers are more salaried, right? Kaiser, all the providers are salaried employees at Kaiser. So DocVocate, we're 100% focused on the outpatient provider segment, which is actually more than 50% of our healthcare system, believe it or not. And but that includes surgery centers. It includes very large organizations, but they're just they run differently. On the inpatient, just for 1 second, on the inpatient side, let's just use Kaiser as another example. The physician journey and experience is very different, right? And I'd say that there's some great things about, say, my brother's a surgeon at Kaiser, so I know a lot, pretty well through him there, and my wife worked there for a bit too. But there's pros are that's, well controlled, and in their cases, they actually do remove a good amount of administrative hassle for a lot of the providers. But on the flip side, they're salaried and they're sort of you could say they feel controlled whether they're not or not. They just feel like I'm limited in what care I can give the patient, because Kaiser has certain rules and frameworks and economics behind what they're doing. And so that feeling of being, controlled in a world where the gig economy and everyone's moving more to small businesses and controlling their time and what they do in their profession, a lot of those providers struggle with that. And we're, frankly, at DocVocate aren't helping with that today, right? That's sort of an inpatient health system thing. So moving into DocVocate in the outpatient side now, then now if the three of us were physicians and we wanted to start our own surgery practice, right? Now the administrative pains become large. We need to set up our own payer contracts with 30 different insurance companies. We need to hire a billing team, either they're in-house or outsourced. We can negotiate that deal. We need malpractice insurance. We have to hire staff and manage staff. We have to pick an EHR, pick a billing platform. There's just so much that goes into it. And 9 out of 10 providers tell you we're not trained in any of that. We're clinically trained. We're not business trained. We don't know what's going on. And so what happens is where we're coming in and saying, okay, look, we're not going to solve all of that, but the biggest piece of that is follow the money, right? How much revenue can we generate? If you look at a physician practice, one of the number one expenses is going to be what they do to collect from insurance companies. How do we just collect revenue in general? So what we do is we come in, and if you're a large provider group, we say, hey, look, it's all about automation, and we want to be your revenue cycle automation partner. And we have some software tools that can help. We also have experience and knowledge in the space to give you more generalized advice. And so sometimes we started off with a consulting arrangement where we get to know their business.
Okay.
Every provider is a little different, but ultimately we're software providers, and we provide a tool that staples on to their current set system. So we're not coming in saying, change your base system, change it. We have this nice little clean layer that can interpret your claims data and find where there's gaps in revenue and allow your team to be more efficient for you in collecting revenue, and make the whole financial process more transparent to you. We have analytics dashboards and all that. So all of a sudden, as a provider, I'm like, all right, I've got DocVocate here. They can answer all my questions, any question I have for the most part. And also they can reduce my bills a bit, and I can see where all the movements are in the financial aspects really, really clearly. So that's kind of where we sit in that whole world.